tiny creature compared to you. And that's why I say you need to shut your mouth far more than you open it when you're thinking about God. Prayer is not you telling God what to do. Prayer is you waiting in silence in the hopes that God might find you worthy of his personal voice. It's like he is so great and so awesome. Don't be surprised if you need to sit there, lie there, do whatever there in silence for days, weeks, hours, months before he finally talks to you in the way that he wants to. Because the foundation of respect is so necessary. You know, you need to have such incredible reverence for God. He's so great. He's so awesome. He's so desirable. Yeah, no, the world would do well to shut its mouth for a long time. To literally shut up for weeks and say nothing. It's like we should have the International Week or International Month of Silence where there's no music allowed in any circle. I'm talking church circles. I'm talking everything. People just are in silence, waiting for God to speak to them personally. Humility, you know, it's pleasurable. Silence is so beautiful. All this bombardment, just disgusting. Killing people. And you see all this electronics and all this demonic invention that's made this all happen. Anyways. Oh, too much noise in the toy room. It's disgusting. All right. So, in sum, the world is currently trash as far as human hearts and behaviors are concerned. Hopefully, there will be a massive shifting of our hearts and minds and beliefs and practices at some point in the future. You know, folks, people forget that God took out the entire human race one day. Back in the flood of Noah, God literally took out the entire human race and said, none of you is seeking me, none of you is desiring me, none of you is believing in me and wanting to draw closer to me. He says it's over. And he literally wiped them off the face of the earth with water. And that's what God will do to you if you don't love him. If you don't start desiring to hear him personally. He'll just say, I've had enough of no one giving proper love and honor to the most loving, and God, you know, it just... Oh, look, God is mathematically at the center of the word believe. Oy, oy, oy. 26. Gee. I had another Gematria gem from the Lord recently. No lies equals Jesus. Equals God's Son. But Alrighty then. Well, there you go. And you know, we could get specific, like the news media does, with all the problems of the world and all the dumb things. But I think it's pretty simple. If every individual, desires God, desires to be as close to God as possible, it's so simple. It's like even people that were raised in false religion, like, and they sensed in their hearts that they weren't satisfied, and they really did cry out to God in their hearts. They cried out to God. God showed them who he was, and God revealed Jesus Christ. Like, I'm talking someone from a Muslim country, someone from a Buddhist family. They actually did want to know the truth, and they actually did desire. Jesus reveals himself to them in dreams and visions. God will teach you everything about himself. He'll teach you so much. You'll know so much like no one else knows. And this is why people cringe when they know that they are in false beliefs, and they say, "Oh, don't talk to me about God," or "Oh, don't talk." It's because they know they are not God seekers, because it all comes down to that matter of the heart. Someone who is a Jehovah's Witness, someone who is living in false religion, does not truly love God the most. It's like if you desire a personal relationship with God, if it's really God that you want the most, he will teach you. He will correct you. He will help you get to the truth. Like he will tell you the truth about Jesus. He will tell you the truth about the Holy Ghost. All three of them are God. God the Father is God. Jesus Christ is God. The Holy Ghost is God. God himself will teach you. But and so it all comes down to that heart. So there's only one of two problems with your heart. A, you don't believe God. You don't believe that God is real and that he's personal, and that you can have a personal relationship with him. Or B, you just don't care. And you're not giving time to prayer. And you're simply not setting your heart to believe and know God more. All right. So, much dumb stuff in the world. But yeah, I see people chasing everything everywhere. One thought that's interesting to me, because I've been walking everywhere and or cycling everywhere, I realize that people who are in automobiles are actually spewing fumes and garbage and harmful gases into the atmosphere that are actually hurting me as a pedestrian. And so I thought to myself, if I am the blessed one for walking and cycling everywhere, because when you walk and or cycle, you're giving your beauty to the world. I mean, your physical body is, first of all, getting life-giving exercise and being beautiful and taking good care of itself, like you're staying in shape by walking and or cycling. Walking is probably the gold medal. I'm at the point where it's like one less machine in the world is probably better for all of us. But yeah, you walking everywhere, first of all, you're giving your beauty to the world. It's healthy for yourself. It's the healthiest thing from eternity past. And but I'm thinking like, yeah, and then everyone that's driving these cars. So I'm the one that's blessed. I'm walking the sidewalk, giving glory to God, healthy, and I'm giving my beauty to the world. Everyone else is driving by me with these machines that are spewing fumes. So they are the cursed ones, and I am the blessed one. So I'm kind of in a state of, culture shock / just awakening. If all these people driving cars are cursed compared to me that is walking and am blessed because I'm the one that's giving beauty to the world by walking, and I'm not causing any harm to any human because I'm not spewing fumes out of a machine, and all these people driving cars are cursed by comparison. I'm thinking to myself, what would the world look like if millions of humans got set free in Jesus' name and people were awakened to all of this dead machinery actually being cursed? And more people started walking, and or, cycling is a silver medal, I would say, but more people started walking again. And less people were driving automobiles. Because I can only say what God has been doing in my life, and it's more satisfying to walk because you get the exercise, which is a gift. Makes you feel good. God ordained all this stuff in the human body. When you get exercise, you walk. And it's glory, folks. Like when you're sitting in that machine, I don't care how fancy the dumb machine, and this is where I hate lies, and it's all marketing. All the car commercials, just lies. When you're sitting in that machine, you're really not that glorious as a human being compared to being on your feet. Just ask Jesus, who walked everywhere. So I'm curious now. If a massive revival comes and a great spiritual awakening and cleansing comes, people are just going to be trashing their automobiles and walking everywhere. Another message I've felt like preaching at some point is on 20-year fads, of which travel is one of them. The human race story has been the same from the dawn of time. Something new gets invented. People think it's the greatest thing that's going to satisfy them, and they try doing it sometimes not just once or twice, but for 10 or 20 years or longer. And eventually, people all wake up and have tried it, and they start talking to each other and say, you know what, that really wasn't what we were looking for. And I see travel and automobiles and all these machines that facilitate people physically teleporting themselves at faster and faster speeds and further distances. It's all the same. First we invented the bike, and that took us a certain distance at a certain speed. And then came every single other machine up you can name. It's all part of the same racket. Some kind of dead machine that is teleporting your physical body through physical distances faster, further than ever before. And people think that this is going to bring them happiness, and it's not. So I'm here to preach the truth, but I wonder, how things go like this, and fads go like this, and things go crazy, and man just worships something and woohoo! All the false sheep, all the people are following all the false prophets and believing all the marketing lies and all the online travel, commercials and all this stuff that's tied up in greed and sales pitches you gotta travel, you gotta fly, you gotta see things, you gotta go places. It's all lies. And I am wondering if a spiritual awakening happens and a great satisfaction and personal relationship with God happens in large numbers on planet Earth or even just one country, it's if we're going to see the other side of the hill happen, I believe it's going to happen. Okay, I don't even like sitting in cars anymore. I'd rather walk. The hill has gone up like this. Everyone oh yeah. It's all of a sudden people getting spiritual, people getting their satisfaction like they should, and people are ditching their cars. They're selling them, and people are walking again, and people are riding bikes at the very worst, powering themselves, with the blessing of exercise. I believe that that's what a divine future is going to look like. Folks, and I'm not even saying the electric car. And then there's all the same money worshipers out there, like Elon Musk and the Tesla crowd. Oh, worship us now. Okay, so fine, the environmental problem. No, the electric car. The self-driving electric car. That is the new hero for humanity. That's the new salvation. Worship us. Throw your money at us. The electric car. That's what man's been waiting for. We just need a smoother vehicle that's more environmentally friendly and we'll be happy. No, we got this figured out. Electric car. And now you can be connected. You can have your music in the car. You can have a map in the car. You can have self-driving, everything. You can have everything. You just as long as you're sitting there, dead as a doornail. No blood flowing because there's no exercise. You're dead. I don't care how nice the vehicle is. You're sitting there motionless like a dead man in a coffin. I'm here to say, I don't think the electric car is the solution for the human race. And I don't feel like nicer cars and nicer vehicles in general is the solution for the human race. People getting personal relationship with God. And how much time do you draw near to God when you walk? If you walk everywhere, like all the prophets did, and all the great saints, and all the satisfied humans for all history, they walked. Adam and Eve walked with God in the garden. If everyone got back to walking, I'm serious about this. I can't wait to see entire cities and entire regions of the world say, we're done with automobiles. We tried that dumb fad. We're cutting back as much as possible, and we're walking. And we're going to talk with God while we walk. And we're going to listen to God while we walk. I just encourage you yourself. Do it yourself. Sell your car. If you need to get a bike, get a bike. Get a local job, God willing. I believe God will provide for you locally to live where you work within walking distance. And I believe it's happened in my life. This is what God has done in my life. And I feel better. I'm way healthier. And I'm not missing a thing. I am not missing a thing of the way it was in the past. The way I had it in the past with my car, the gas stations, all of this trash. I'm not missing it one bit. In fact, I'm happier and healthier walking and or cycling everywhere. But me as a big picture thinker and being enamored by moves of God and being enamored by spiritual awakening and being enamored by things happening on a large scale with large numbers of people, I am just wondering what the future of the planet will look like if people are very close to God and more people are walking everywhere or cycling everywhere and are extremely content to live where God placed them in their local community. Folks, just think of all the missionaries. They're happy to live and breathe local. People that are close to God never needed to travel much. They never needed to travel far. They never needed to go long distances fast. That's what godless people do. That's what unsatisfied, restless people do. And it's almost like a barometer of the spiritual condition of the world, saying how much are people traveling, how much money are they spending on gas, how much money are they just literally teleporting themselves in machines all over this place. That's how far they are from God. They are restless. They are devoid of satisfaction. They don't, enough said, okay? But I'm curious now because I believe it's a revelation from the Lord. Because as I've been walking down the sidewalks in Langley or riding a bike down the sidewalks in Langley, and I'm breathing, at times, I'm breathing the fumes of these disgusting vehicles, and I'm hearing the annoying sound of these disgusting vehicles. Furthermore, I have to, wait for these hideous beasts. When I am the beautiful one, giving my physical beauty to the world visually because I'm made in the image of God and people walking in the natural, enough said, okay? I believe that walkers and cyclists are more blessed than people sitting in automobiles. So, what is the world going to look like if huge numbers of people start walking and cycling again rather than driving cars? I'll tell you one thing, people are going to look better and feel better because they're actually going to be in shape in accordance with the God-ordained mechanism of being in shape your whole life long. Walking everywhere. Walking to work. But it's like, and it's just like, it's an interesting thought. It's like, I'm going to look back, God willing, I might look back, who knows? I might look back 60 years from now, and these words may have come to pass. I might be living in some kind of crazy, awesome, God-blessed community where everyone walks everywhere, and there's almost no automobiles anymore. And people literally did wake up and realize that it was a giant fad. I felt like preaching on 20-year, 50-year fads for a while now. Okay? Travel is one of the biggies. It's a 50-year fad. Oh, if we just keep making the cars have more gadgets, more hoodads, more whistles, they can go faster. You're just like, I know they all have their place. But I think you're more blessed to walk everywhere. Anywho, just in general, again, it comes back to this. In general, I would follow those humans on earth that are desiring God and personal relationship with Him and the knowledge of Him more than anything else in life, and just see what what the rest of their life looks like, and what their physical life looks like. I am thrilled to not own a car, and I am thrilled to walk and or cycle everywhere right now. Thrilled as can be. I have no desire to get in an airplane unless God tells me to. And He hasn't, as far as I know. Done. It just 50-year fads, 20-year fads. People wake up and realize this isn't what you were looking for. You've been lied to. All right. Feels good to spew that stuff. There's just so much evil in the world. So many lies children are believing. Yeah. All right. It's interesting though. You know what I am starting to realize? It's like, yeah, it's like you're responsible for your personal relationship with God alone. And yeah, pleasing people is not your job. And even to some degree, trying to change people. But yeah, you be honest, do what you can.